Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Shifty Key Podcast. I am Spartan Sloth, aka Luis, and today we have
your friendly neighborhood editor, Jim.
TJ.
And I
No special titles.
Yeah, well, you don't get special titles. I have special titles. And I'm going to be special this week and new, and I am LO Zelda, or Jenn, as some people know me on the website.
Woo!
So it's L-O Zelda, it's not Low Zelda?
People kind of float back and forth. Most people default to just calling me Zelda, so it's easier that way. There's
or
another group
Blank.
Okay.
Or Blank. There's another group I record with. After we get a couple drinks in us, we start calling me LOL Zelda because I giggle a lot, and they're like, "Oh, you just throw another L in there, and it'd be the same thing." So
I actually thought it said LOL Zelda when I first read it, and then
there's always one. There's always someone who thinks it's LOL Zelda, which it works. So
I guess that's me this time. And we haven't actually been introduced, even though we've been talking for like 5 minutes before we started recording. So now I know who you are, sort of.
Very true. Yep. Now you can join my group of stalkers on the website.
Yes, the creepy internet stalking begins.
Oh, you've got a
Louis
good
should know
evil
all
laugh.
about that.
Oh, thank you. Hey,
I can get a good
the
evil
practice.
laugh going sometimes. But only when I'm in late night stereo mode, then I can get a really good one going.
Define late night. Do you just wake up randomly at like 3 a.m. o'clock and you just giggle maniacally? And then your brother is like, TJ, what the fuck?
Sometimes, only on nights when just feel like I just have a good, dream about violently murdering someone. But no, usually late nights are just staying up till 3 in the morning and realizing, holy crap, it's 3 in the morning. Oh wait, I'm tired. And then just start laughing maniacally if I'm talking to people on TeamSpeak. Like, what the fuck, TJ?
So that's where we went with this, about murdering people in dreams, huh?
What?
It's a rare occasion. We can move on.
I was about to say, I wasn't the only one who heard that, right?
It was a thing.
Yeah,
I'll own it.
Something really similar happens to me. Not the whole murdering people in our dreams. That's no.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Watch this story have nothing to do with murdering anybody nor dreams.
Yeah. No.
Speaking of murdering people, let's talk about my cat.
No. Let me finish. It has something to do with laughing maniacally late at night. I have this thing where when I'm tired, I either get hyper and then I just crash after a few minutes, or I just, zombie around like, I'm tired. But it's really fun when I get hyper before I fall asleep, because it's just different, Not really to the point where I giggle maniacally, but it's just there's still the whole energy there. Now, why did you? I mean, what were you going with the whole killer cat thing?
It was an example of bad segues having nothing to do with the next subject.
Oh,
it was a joke.
I see what you did there, TJ. Oh, come on. Segways are hard.
To you.
They have 2 wheels, and they're kind of weird, to be honest.
Yeah, you gotta have balance for those things.
Yeah. Like,
speaking of segways,
if you got a
some
big
guy
one, you can
died on a
probably fall
Segway
off.
some time ago.
Really?
I don't know. No. I just make
Really,
I just
TJ?
make stuff up, Luis. How do you not know this about me? I thought we were
well.
friends.
Yeah, we are, but I still had my hopes up.
Well, I guess I know who I'm going to dream about murdering tonight.
Oh god.
I have no idea what just happened in this entire conversation. It started off so innocent, now we're murdering people.
I was going to say, this is...
Dreaming about murdering people. I have not committed a felony yet, okay?
Yeah, you just you
Yes.
felt the need to include the word yet.
I'm not saying I didn't kill nobody. I'm saying I wasn't convicted. Therefore, legally, I am innocent.
I
You
don't
could
know
at
these
least
men.
double jeopardy. I have double jeopardy on my side.
What's that supposed to mean?
Double jeopardy is where if you get convicted of doing something, or no, if you are arrested for doing something and charged with doing it and then found innocent, you can't be charged with the same exact crime again. So if
Oh.
you, let's say, got convicted, wait, found
It's like the whole
innocent of murdering
OJ
somebody,
it's the whole OJ Simpson thing.
Yeah.
Since he was charged with the murder of what's her face and then was acquitted from it, they can't charge him with that again, even like if they found more evidence and could like for sure do anything about it, or like this whole Casey Anthony bull crap, whatever. If they were to find more evidence, it was like, yes, you for sure did this. They can't go back and retry those people for the murder of this person or murder of that person or whatever, because they've already gone through the judicial process with it once. So, it's to prevent somebody from being just like charged with the same thing over and over again and literally spend their whole life fighting a particular charge.
No. I
That's what I was
it
trying to
had
say.
something to do with the TV show, because it's a thing up there, isn't it?
No, it is not the game show Jeopardy and all that.
Wait, Alex Trebek is actually a judge.
That would actually be really terrifying to walk into a courtroom and have Alex Trebek be your judge.
God,
He's got a whole
don't
wall
let
behind you. And today, your categories for getting charged with are potpourri, 1950s sports characters,
don't
Mickey Mouse
let
and a tutu.
don't let Celebrity Jeopardy Sean Connery be your lawyer then.
Oh my god. That's like one of my favorite skits ever.
Those are the I think I'm really hit and miss when it comes to Will Ferrell, but there is absolutely no doubt that Celebrity Jeopardy is by far, in my opinion, the best stuff he has ever done.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'm not a huge Will Ferrell fan. I like him in very, very specific, very particular instances, and in the Jeopardy things, I think he's done well.
I agree completely. I do love Sean Connery's role with him where he just reads everything wrong. The penis mightier.
The penis mightier.
The pen is mightier. Anal bomb cover. That's an album cover. I can read Trebek that says anal bomb cover. Oh, those days. So, because I felt like there was some passion in that voice and we need some passion on this podcast, what's going on with Casey Anthony? That sounds vaguely familiar, but I feel like I don't know anything about it.
It was just the last one I could think of. I mean, I don't even remember how long ago it was. I think we're looking at like 2 or 3 years or something. It was this woman where her daughter like disappeared and I don't remember what she said had happened, but like essentially they found the body of her really young child. It was like, I want to say she was like 3 or 4 or something like that. And then the idea was that it looked like they thought that the mom, had drowned the kid and then tried to like hide the body, and like the grandparents were the ones who reported the kid missing, and like she liked to go and party and would routinely like leave the kid somewhere. I don't remember a lot of the details. I just remember it was one of those things. It was a lot like the OJ Simpson thing where it's like, of course she's guilty. Why would you think anything else? But just because of the way the court proceedings ended up going, is she got let off the hook for it. So it was some really disturbing, like, mom killed her own child kind of thing, and it was just like, wow, I just can't. It's one of those things that makes you lose faith in the world that people can do that kind of thing.
I see. Yeah, that's pretty outrageous.
Yeah, so I don't remember a lot about it. I probably got details in that wrong, but the idea is the same. So.
Well, now I kind of regret bringing up the whole murder thing.
Yeah,
it doesn't really help me in the direction of this podcast.
Way to go. Let's find something fun.
So segues. Well, yesterday
Great
was. Job. Thank you. Yesterday was Valentine's Day for pretty much the whole world except for Brazil, because we celebrated some other day. I don't fucking know. And I found a poem somehow today. I can't really remember where I got the link. It's been on my computer the whole day. Um, I'll put it in the link shader, and I'll send the link to you guys if you want to read it as well. But it's something really heartwarming. I can't even read that. Maybe you think that would be appropriate, Jim? Like,
Yeah, no, go for it. I think that's fine.
well then.
I love this.
This
You want to
poem
read it?
Oh my God.
Do you want me to read it?
Oh my God.
I'll read it.
Nah, I said to say it was I want.
You know what?
No, Low Zelda, you read it because you're our guest.
Oh, thank you so much for this wonderful honor. All right.
Oh yeah, go on.
Okay, here we go. A reading of Shit Bitch, You Is Fine. Bitch, you is fine. That ass is divine. It's finer than wine. Got flawless design. Oh my God, I could make this a rap.
That's what I was imagining it to be. I wanted to hear you rap it.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna start over. We're gonna start this over. See how if I can get into a flow with this.
Remix.
See, now I feel all pressured. I think I used up all my rap skills last week.
We should make this our theme song for this week.
What was that? What was that?
We should make this our theme song for this week.
Oh my God.
Valentine's Day theme song.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so bitch, you is fine. That ass is divine. It's finer than wine. Got flawless design. Bitch, you is fine. That smile's benign. Yo teeth got some shine. I'ma take you to dine. Bitch, you is fine. You is at least a 9. I'ma make you a sign. Bitch, please be mine. Bitch, you is fine. Them stars are aligned. So I think it is time. Bitch, be my Valentine. That is the most romantic thing I've ever read.
Oh
And
yeah.
the most OG thing.
Jesus Christ.
That gangsta
Oh, man.
move.
That's special. That's certainly special.
Speaking
A
of
special
rapping,
poem for our special guest.
Speaking of rapping, Jen, you were on the epic rap battles of Rooster Teeth recently, right?
I was. I got to be the voice of Agent Texas in Epic Rap Battles of Rooster Teeth number, what is it? I think we're on 7 is what that was. It was either 6 or 7. Jerem6401 on the site keeps coming up with these awesome rap battles, and he needed some female voices, and I kind of jokingly suggested, I was like, oh, if you ever need one, let me know. Never thinking that I would actually get to do it. And about 10 minutes later, he's like, hey, I need someone to do Texas. So that was actually a lot of fun to do that.
Well, since you offered, I mean.
Yeah, it's like I just kind of said it as like a joke. I was like, I'm sure he's got a bunch of people who are offering to do it. I know he's got a fiance, so I was like, she'll probably do voices, whatever. So it was really cool. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm getting ready to do this one. If you're interested in doing one of the voices, that would be awesome. So he wrote up some awesome lyrics, and I got to pretend for a solid 3 minutes that I was Agent Texas.
What are the backup performers called in Broadway? You have your main person, but if they're out sick or something like that, you have an understudy. That's your Texas understudy.
Yeah. Yep. So that was kind of how it came out. Was because I'd been on another show where somebody in kind of like the in between area, not while we were recording, but they're like, has anybody ever told you sound exactly like Kathleen? And I'm like, well, I've heard it a couple times. And then Jeremy was like, I listened to your thing. You sound just like Kathleen. So apparently, now the running joke is that if Texas needs to make an appearance and Kathleen's not available, that I can be her stand-in.
And that turned out amazing. Like, when I was listening to that, I was like, damn. That was it really fit in.
It was a lot of fun to do. It was kind of awkward trying to record it. The way you have to do it is because there's actually, if you listen, there's some lines that actually overlap each other. So you obviously just can't like wrap the whole thing together because you can't say more than one word at a time. So we actually had to record each of the lines separately. Every line was done separately and then just edited together, so that way the cadence stayed okay. So it's really weird for some of those lines where it feels like it's supposed to all flow together. Like both of the sections I did, there was a set of 3 lines that kind of sound like one long continuous one, but I couldn't record it like that. I had to actually like stop them and then restart them in the middle, and it was just really awkward feeling trying to do it. So I was actually really excited it came out the way it did, because it while you're recording, you're like, this is never going to sound as good as I want it to.
But it was the first time you ever recorded something like that, right?
Yeah, it was the first time I've done a rap battle, like any kind of like pretending I have any kind of skill thing. I've done a couple like podcasts with random people, but that was my first time trying to like record something of that particular nature. So
Yeah, I usually get this feeling like whenever it's the first try something that involves recording my voice, especially, I get a bit nervous, I think. I remember the first podcast I did, I was like, man, I wonder if I did this right. Like, ah. And then when it came out, I was like, huh, well, I did pretty good. And the first Let's Play I did, the Left 4 Dead Let's Play, with Alex and TJ and Hobo Walrus, I also felt the same way, like, oh man, I wonder if I did a good job there. And it turned out great. Even my parents liked it, even though they're not really fluent in English, but they found they found it interesting.
that's cool. Yeah, I've done some gameplay video kinds of things, but it's kind of nice with the kind of job that I have. I spend most of my day by myself, so I'm really good at having conversations with myself. So that
Oh
made it really
God.
easy to made it really easy to do like full play kind of videos. It's like, well, everything I just do in my head, I'll just do it out loud now and it'll be okay. So there's definitely moments where I'm like editing something where I'm very judgmental of my own voice. It's because it just sounds so different in my head than what actually ends up coming out. And so there's things I'm just like, oh, I sound just really silly there, and I like seriously tripped over my words, and that's kind of like in a setting where I could technically go back and try to like fix it or something. It's like I'm really self conscious of like how not polished my speaking ability can be sometimes. So like in that respect, it's like it's kind of awkward and stuff. But it was kind of nice for this rap battle thing that it's like I record it and I sent it to somebody else, and it was their job to make it sound good.
Oh, I've got a story about that. I actually work from home as well, so I feel your pain. I have a tendency to I don't like to think of as talking to myself so much as thinking out loud, you know. But I
Hey,
have
whatever, however you need to describe it to make yourself feel better.
it's an internal monologue made audible.
Don't worry,
I
psychologists like Luis just call that insanity.
I'm not crazy if the voices talk back. So
Yeah, sure.
I remember a long time ago. I had a digital camera and I was recording something with some friends, and I didn't actually have it was my camera, but one of my friends was using it. Anyway, he took it home, forgot to give it back to me. So the next time I saw him, he gave it back to me, and I was looking at the video, and I thought that he had somehow edited the audio and put somebody else's voice in, because I was like, who's this saying my stuff? And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, these lines. I was like, whoever you got to put in over my voice did a really good job, because it's my words, but they're saying things exactly like I did. And my friend's like, no, that's you. And I was like, no, that's not my voice. And he goes, nope, that's your voice. And still to this day, when I hear myself on a recording, it sounds nothing like I sound like in my head. So I'm 100% with you on that.
Yeah,
I think that just goes
man.
for everybody.
Yeah, it is, but I mean,
Yeah.
it really hit me hard. I refused it for a long time. I was like, nope, that's not me. Nope.
There's
It's
just some
hard.
imposter that's running around recording over all of your audio.
I don't know who this
I can
doppelganger
just
is, but I will have vengeance.
Yeah, his name is Sim Jerback.
Goddamn Sim Jervac.
Damn you, Sim! Damn you!
But I think the first time I ever heard myself in a recording, when was that? I think it was like one of those birthday tapes people record, and I think it was my sister's birthday. And I heard myself and I was like, wait, what? And over time, especially after I started doing podcasts, I got used to my voice, the way other people hear it. But I think I still prefer the way I listen to it. Uh, it's something that I believe you can never really get used to, or maybe you can, but you know.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Like, I mean, I've heard my voice through videos, like from when I was younger, but like I always hear them, and I'm like, oh, I was a little kid. You know, I had a squeaker voice, so naturally it sounds different. But I think it was a couple of years ago, after I hit puberty, there was a video of me like saying Merry Christmas, and I'm like, that's not what I sound like. What is this crap?
Wait, but
But
were you
then when I
one
started
that?
recording over the summer, when became part of the Latecomers, I recorded a couple podcasts with them, and I'm like, wow, so this is what my voice sounds like to everybody. Not a fan.
When you said the whole Merry Christmas thing, were you like at the very beginning of puberty, like with the squeaky voice and all that? Because then I wouldn't be used to my voice back then as well.
I don't think I ever went through the whole voice cracking phase. It just kind of faded into a deeper voice. Although I think I tend to have like a higher pitched voice than most guys. But yeah.
Because that is kind of, depends on the people, the person. And for me, I didn't have the squeaky voice that much. It would crack sometimes, but I had a friend, and his voice would crack at every two syllables or something. It was really like it was exaggerated the way puberty hit his voice. But you know, you get used to it after a while, and then your voice just gets deeper, or at least deeper
Puberty
than
just like to show up every
most
couple of
voice.
days and beat up his voice box.
Yeah, maybe.
So, speaking
We're
of high
just
pitched voices, I'm wondering, um, if because I want to. It's making me think of the superpower question last week.
oh
Um,
yeah.
if you could, if you had the superpower of like being able to scream at like at a sonic level where you could like shatter glass and windows and stuff, how would that work out as a superpower?
I think there are two heroes I know they have that power. There was Banshee from the X-Men, and he ended up losing his powers, I guess. And isn't there like what's his name? Black Lightning or something? I'm not sure. He's one of the Inhumans. But it's like if he says like with a whisper he can destroy a mountain. The dude is a little bit OP.
Okay.
But I don't know, man. If it's something that you could control, that would probably be okay.
Right. I'm
But if it's something
assuming.
that's
Yeah, I'm
yeah, go on.
assuming that all superpowers that we're referencing here are going to be something you can control. Um, like last week when you were, it was a viewer question, right? One of our listeners asked us if what superpower we would pick.
And I was
No.
the
Was
question for
it?
the audience.
Oh, and y'all just answered it yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we asked for the audience to answer.
Right on. Well, I was curious. I'm surprised at this. Nobody mentioned having super strength, did they? Am I remembering that wrong?
No,
No.
you're correct.
I think we all chose like mind stuff, and then somebody chose super speed or something. I don't know.
Oh no, Cuban and I chose teleportation
Oh, there you go. Teleportation's where it's at.
because we could only choose one power. Because if we could choose like a whole set or something, I would probably go with the Force or Spider-Man's powers. But since it could be only one, and I one day hope to visit a fuckload of places around the world, so teleportation would probably make that a lot easier.
Okay. So if you
Teleportation's cool, but I like telekinesis. Just gonna say that again.
I thought you were going to finish with big butts and you cannot lie.
That too. Only when I'm dreaming though about murder. Sorry,
do
continue.
you want to admit to drinking when you're 18? All right, cool. No, it's fine. It's not going to be on the internet. It's okay. So if you picked super strength, my question is, what would be the limits on that? Like, if I said I wish I had super strength as a power, would that be just limited to me pushing stuff around? Because if I have super strength, then I could conceivably run really fast and jump very far and stuff. Would that be okay?
I
No,
think
you
you're
just have
the-
a really strong upper body.
Yeah, I think super strength kind of seems to imply it's like it's an arm strength thing and not necessarily like an overall muscle strength thing. So it's like you wouldn't get all that extra stuff like being able to like jump really high, far, whatever would be kind of a separate category of that.
So what superhero has just upper body super strength?
Well, would you say
Hercules?
Yeah, Hercules. Oh, there you go.
I,
Yeah.
I feel like Hercules didn't have just upper body super strength.
Details.
Yeah, I don't know. I
well,
guess
That's
I'd
all
say
it was
maybe
good
just.
for.
I think maybe just saying it's just upper body strength is probably not the best way to put it, but it's like, there's. Fuck, I don't know. Words are hard. It makes sense in my head, but I can't get it out of my
So
mouth.
so I could punch somebody really hard, but I couldn't kick somebody really hard.
Well, see, that's where it gets fuzzy. It's like, I don't know.
Okay, because here's the
If
real
you
point.
Okay, let's
Go.
just say you have really good upper body strength, but you never stretch, so your muscles are stiff. So when you try to run, it's like you're doing a split, and it hurts like hell.
wow. So it's like a curse.
So I have to I have to have some sort of apparatus to support my upper body as I walk normally.
Like you need to walk on your hands.
With
You're
that,
super strength, but you're in a wheelchair.
I was about to say, does that give me a handicap permit? I'm
Okay,
sorry,
let's just say
I can't carry my upper body weight.
you have full body super strength. Okay, what would you do with it? You know, as long as we can say that on the internet
All of the
without
above, I
getting in
guess.
trouble.
Right. Okay. Well, it's not so much what I would do with super strength because I really have no desire for a superpower at this time. Where I'm really going with this, and it's too bad Vic's not here. I'm going to use this to defend Vic's choice of the Force. Because if I have
But you
super strength and I
pick
can
the
do all this other
Force.
stuff, no. If I can pick super strength and do all this other stuff because of my innate ability to have super strength, then her innate ability to have the Force allows her to do a lot more, and I'm just defending it, and that's it.
Yeah, but it's like it's a single characteristic on your body that it's like your muscles are, super strong, and that's it. Whereas the force is something much bigger than that, and it gives you a whole lot of stuff that just doesn't involve only muscles or a single part of your physique. It involves a bunch of things, including like throwing people around and lightning and all that.
So you wouldn't describe the Force as a mental ability then?
Not
Um,
exactly, but yeah,
well,
also.
It's magic. It's space magic. It can be whatever you want.
Space magic. It's very, very true.
That is a brilliant way to describe. Like,
I'm gonna
what are you?
TJ
I'm
is
a Jedi. I'm a Jedi. What do you do? I'm a space magician.
motherfucking space magic.
So what you're saying, TJ, is that last week when I talked about the clown on the traffic light that was attempting to do the world's worst magic trick, he could very well be a Jedi then.
A
Could
very
be.
shitty Jedi. Yes.
It's space magic.
He dropped out of the Jedi Temple to go to clown school. That's how he survived Order 66.
Dude, he must have been kicked out. Like, hey, Mr. Yoda, check this out. And then,
He's like, hey Yoda, which one of these is your lightsaber? He grabs it, snakes pop out.
yeah,
How do we always end up back at Star Wars?
Well, I was gonna have
I don't know.
That's my fault. I derailed us. I actually wanted to. I feel like TJ, you're a fan of Star Trek, aren't you?
Yeah, I like them both.
Yeah.
Get out.
Star Wars and Star Trek.
We
I'm
got.
not one of those racists or movieists.
Sci-fi-us.
I'm okay with Star Trek, but if I had to pick a franchise, I'd pick Star Wars, but I watch both. But I do have a preference for the classic Star Trek, like Kirk and Spock and all that.
Amen, brother.
When it gets to Jean-Luc Picard, I'm kind of okay, but then like the other stuff, they just don't quite grasp my attention.
Well, I
If
feel
I
like
had to
we've
choose
left
a-
Zelda out in the cold on this conversation.
I'm good. Yeah, I watched them both, but I'm not like huge into either one or the other. So it's like I like Star Trek, I like Star Wars. I will take sides in various arguments of like the whole, Star Wars episodes 4 through 6 and 1 through 3 and 1 through 3 being terrible and being nervous for the 7 bullshit that's coming and all that. It's like I'll get in on those conversations, but I'm not like, oh my god, yeah, Star Wars. Oh my god, yeah, Star Trek. I'm just like, they're there, whatevs.
Oh, that's fair. I was gonna probably start a flame war here, and for me personally, and go the route of saying that Star Wars is not, in fact, science fiction, while Star Trek is.
Yeah, Star Wars
You
is
could
like
you could make that
it's
argument. It's like science fantasy.
Yeah, no, it's
no
fantasy
Star
in
Wars
space.
is accurate history that we just don't
What is
have
space
real
in?
access
Science,
to,
and they do have a lot of science in there. You know, like
or
gravity.
so I believe.
I mean, that's important.
Wait. Did you just say because they have gravity, it's science? Because that's what I just
They have-
heard.
It's science. You just accept that and move on. It has science, and it's fictional. Ergo, it's science fiction.
I think I'm just gonna take the Cuban route and just say I'm a doctor.
Doctor of music. I have a
I'm
doctor
a
in
doctor
computer
of-
science.
He's just as good as Dr. Mario, so but for music.
Hey, we want to talk about things that are not good?
Luis's jokes.
No,
An
I was
asshole
gonna
crashing
say.
his moped into my car.
Yeah, actually, yeah. We'll start there. Go ahead. Tell what happened to car.
Yeah. So, on Saturday, actually the period between Saturday and Sunday, I was at a friend's house and my car was parked on the street, like under all of the demands of the law. So, it was completely fine, just parked there, minding its own business. And then, his mom came on to the living room and said, "Hey, seems like someone crashed into one of the cars outside. You guys should probably go check it out if it's one of yours." And considering my luck for that kind of stuff, I was like, "God damn it, it's mine." And so I went out. I looked at my friend's car and it was intact. Then I look at my car, and there's this moped kind of thing. I would just refer to it as a moped, but yeah, yeah, okay, it's a moped. And it was parked right behind my car and was slightly crashed. And the rear bumper of my car was scratched. And I was like, oh, fuck, it's mine. And I thought it was just a scratch. And then I get closer to my car. I start seeing little pieces of glass on the floor. I'm like, oh, fuck. When I get behind my car, I notice that the dude just wrecked the rear of my parked car, and he broke the rear windshield. What's the name for that?
The rear windshield.
Oh, okay. So
Rear window.
the rear windshield, and the trunk door was all bumped and fucked, and the rear bumper was also like scratched to hell. And I'm just looking at that, and then the guy comes along, and he's like, "Oh, so you're the owner of the car?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Are you the owner of the moped?" And he's like, yeah." And then I started looking at him and then my car and going back and forth, like, can you just, I can't even, like, just, can you explain it to me? Because I honestly cannot understand what the hell you just did here. And then, keeping my cool and all that, because, man, I was so fucking pissed, but I tried keeping my cool. And then he explained, and man, the dude was so wrong. It seems like he ignored all the stop signs, and then he tried to cross a car, like he tried to get ahead of a car. I forgot the verb for that now. God damn it! But he
Passing.
did it. Yes, he tried to pass a car on the wrong side, which meant he would go between the car he was trying to pass and my parked car. So he was still wrong. Turns out the car he was trying to pass was going to park in the garage. So it turned and he swerved to the side so he wouldn't, get hit by that car. And he crashed on mine. And according to him, he thinks real fast, and that's why he did that. Otherwise, he would have hit the other car. And at that point, my friend just kind of backed away to laugh because, really, if he was such a fast thinker, he wouldn't have done that. He would just hit the brakes or whatever. And well, now, long story short, the everything seems to be working out. The insurance company is going to take care of things, but I'll probably only get my car like halfway through March. which sucks a lot because I really need to get around. I'll start college next week. I mean uni, well, whatever you guys want to call it. And so I have like a research project that I need to go to other places and all that, and that's gonna suck. Like not having a car. At least it could have been worse, but it's still really sucky when your car is parked and a dude just rams his moped on it. A moped on a parked car. I still cannot believe this.
That's pretty rough. You gotta have a new level. I mean, was he like drinking or was he doing drugs or anything? I mean, is he just stupid? What happened?
Well, according to him, he was sober and all that. My mom arrived at the crash site a bit later. She thinks he was a bit intoxicated, but the cops didn't have the thing to check if you're drunk or not. And
Breathalyzer.
breathalyzer, yes. We have a very different name for that here. Not even close to what a literal translation would be. Anyway, so they didn't have the equipment, so they're gonna check it. And well, yeah. So either he was a little intoxicated, or he was just being a jerk, breaking the laws. Like he was probably breaking, I don't know, 2, 3 laws on a single movement. People nowadays going for combos. But we're going somewhere else with the bad things talk.
Yeah, well, going back to the romance here, there was
Oh.
there was this dude on Tumblr named Writing Chrome, and he put up this series of tweets by somebody named Aqua Jet Babe, and it's this whole long, super terrible story about
Oh
her
man, I saw that.
about her meeting this guy, and they were gonna go have sex, and things just went horribly, horribly wrong. And I don't know if we want to read through the whole thing because it's a little long, but it is so bad. It's so bad.
Well, since you brought it up and Jen already read the Valentine's Day poem, I believe that you should read it with a
Okay,
female
good.
voice. Or Jen, if you want to step up for this one too.
No, I'm good. I'm totally.
Put on my female
yeah,
voice.
Let someone else have the honor of reading this.
I don't
I
know
don't
that.
want to. Don't want to hog all the good stuff.
I don't know that I have a female voice. Do we want to go back to the latecomers days where I do it in Russian?
Sure, Russian it is.
Oh my
Bringing
god.
back the Vlad.
Vlad. It's a Vlad fic, everybody. Just so, in case you hadn't
So-
listened to any of that stuff, Zelda, the premise is that we find really bad fan fiction, and then I read it in a Russian accent, and we call it Vlad fics.
Oh my god, that's special.
The best one we ever did was My Immortal. I don't even know if I have the link for it anymore. But if you want a really, really bad fanfic, it's My Immortal is the way to go about it.
Okay.
Okay, so series of tweets, starting out with Aqua Jet Babe. I get my voice ready here. Hang on. Okay, here we go. 3, 2. I'm a tell story. It is short though. So I had been talking to this. I'm gonna cut out some of these slang terms that are in here for certain ethnicities, and I'm just gonna say dude.
N word, basically. is
No,
what
I'm
saying.
yeah, it's. I'm not saying that. So I'd been talking to this dude for about 4 months. I really like him. He was fine, smart, ambitious, funny, the whole shebang. The only thing we could do was kiss. Occasionally we sexted, and he would send me dick prints. Dick prints? Like, can you do dick prints? Is that what they are?
You just, I think you pretty much put your dick on a copy machine and
Right.
just go crazy.
Just mail it out.
Not that I've done that. Go on.
No. Let's interrupt.
1800
Luis, tell us
style.
about this.
Oh no, I was just being creepy. I've never done that.
If you just succeeded in the
1800
part.
style. They send it with the Pony Express.
Okay.
Go on.
The
Bad joke.
I can't even read this with a straight face. The first time he sent me a dick print, I knew that he was fine to be bay. Shit looked like somebody threw a blanket over an anaconda. So we sexed all the time, and he telling me he likes me and we want to fuck, yada yada, and in my head I already objectified the monster in his pants. So we arranged for a time for a little tryst, and he was gonna come through to my house. We started getting ready, showering, and pineapples and shit, eating pineapples and shit. I'm mentally
Eating
preparing
pineapples
myself.
and shit.
Specifically.
Poor wording on Aquajet Babe's part. I mean, if you're in the shower already. That was terrible.
That was
I'm mentally preparing myself for the vaginal workout I'm finna experience, and I'm talking her through it like, you a big girl now. So dude shows up and everything going cool. We talk for like 30 minutes. But at that time, I'm like horny as fuck. Like, it's burst pipes in my panties at that point, and he's still talking. Another 30 minutes go by, and we start kissing. I reach down for the first time, touch baby anaconda, and I give it a reassuring squeeze. He hard. I'm like, damn, you hard already? He like, hell yeah, it's them lips. I'm all flattered and shit because it's time to get freaky. I start to unzip his pants so I can give him head. I should have known something was wrong right then. He said he didn't want head. I'm thinking myself, what kind of heathen did I allow into my home? I'm offended and shit.
The end shit after each sentence is
Right,
what
that's-
makes this.
Some years ago, I used to, describing something, I would use the term and whatnot at the end of everything. So I feel like this is her version of and whatnot. Does not make you sound more intelligent. He dives face first into my pussy before I can protest and eats it better than any dude ever. If my pussy was a chicken leg, he ate the skin, meat, gristle, and the whole fucking bone. Pretty serious. So I'm ready to get fucked, and he's like, get in doggy style. I flip over fast as fuck and arch it. He tell me all sorts of that ass fat as hell, etc. I'm prepping to be torn apart, praying for the based god for guidance and throwing it back. Praying to based god? Anybody know who based god is? Nope. I think that is no.
I don't know.
No
Probably
idea.
like new religion. I don't know.
This is not dubstep. We're not talking about god of the bass.
Well, maybe she is. Maybe she is. You never know.
Okay. So here we go. I yell him about a condom and hear him I heard him behind me putting it on, so he slides in, and something immediately felt off, like, oh my god. It was big, but it felt off. I'm throwing it back, and all of a sudden I feel cold metal on my ass. I'm like, the fuck? So I hop off my bed like he done touched me with a hot poker. I'm torn between laughing and crying. I'm feeling deceived as fuck. Like, I start yelling. I'm like, you a fraud! Fraud! I said fraud at least 12 times. Start throwing shit. He tell about I suffer from a condition, and I'm not even trying to hear it. He started rubbing it, saying like, it feels like a real one.
Wait, did
Who
you
does-
read the part with the strap on?
Yes, that's where we're getting to.
Okay.
Like, that's pretty much what's happening right now. She's accusing him that she like turns around and looks, and he's not actually having sex with her. He has his own strap on. It's the way this is working out.
Yeah, it's because you skipped the part, but anyway, yeah, the dude was wearing a strap on.
Oh my god, I did skip that. Holy crap, I completely read over that tweet. But yeah, he was like, you won't believe what I saw. Dude was wearing a fucking strap on. Dude was wearing a strap on. I was disgusted, betrayed, hurt, and my pussy drier than a dude's skin in the wintertime. I kicked him out, told him to never hit my phone again, and laid in bed more confused than the hip-hop community after the Grammys. Long story short, if he ain't sending dick pics, it's just dick prints. That shit probably fake. So the moral of the story here, according to Aquajet Babe, after a whole spiel, is that if he's not sending you dick pics, just dick prints, then that shit's probably fake. So there's a difference here. There's a difference between dick pics and dick prints.
I'm kind of curious and kind of really not at the same time. Like, what
I don't know.
dick print is.
I think I speak for everybody when I say it's not worth knowing.
Probably not.
I mean,
Did we,
I'm usually... Go on.
I was gonna say, it's probably Valentine's cards.
I'm usually the one who makes a link shitter, but you are not gonna get a link for the difference between the two because I'm not gonna research it. Unless it's like Urban
I'm sure it's on
Dictionary.
You
Urban
wanna
Dictionary
Google.
somewhere.
I might just go to Urban Dictionary because I won't be at risk of seeing stuff that I don't want to see.
Where do you really go from here in a conversation?
That's a good point, actually.
Well,
It's all
no, that's
romantic.
inappropriate.
This is Valentine's gone wrong, everybody. That's what this is about.
Yeah, it's kind of like the theme, right? I mean, there was a poem, and now a love story. Oh.
What was that? Okay, you know what?
I don't know.
Here's
Okay.
here's my thoughts on what to say next, because that's pretty much what I'm running out of here, is running out of thoughts. Low Zelda, we typically like to bring on guests because they are significant or meaningful or do something for the community that's different than.
What the fuck am I doing here?
I was about to ask, what is it you do? Why did we bring you on?
We actually needed one kidney.
Oh, okay.
No, not really. Just go on, Jim.
No, I'm serious. Like you've obviously done some other podcasts and other recordings, but I mean, is there anything else that you do within the community itself?
So I do a lot of like project kind of stuff, and I tend to do like work in progress kind of posts, which is kind of how I got started on the website. As I just started posting things that I was making. It's like here's what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So I like to take some of like the designs that are on Rooster Teeth. Like my favorite graphic right now is the Memory is the Key graphic. And I do hand embroidery stuff. It's like my girly thing that I do. And I actually, for RTX last year, made a backpack where I hand embroidered Memory is the Key on it. And so I was recognizable at that point. People were like, oh, I saw that on the website. You must be Zelda. Okay, cool. And so I kind of kept like doing projects like that and doing cosplays and posting pictures of that kind of stuff. And I also I just like to talk to everybody. So I kind of am on like the unofficial welcoming team when there's like new people who show up on the site. When somebody says, hey, I'm new, what do I do? It's myself and there's another girl, Audrey, who we look for these people and we try to talk to them and say, hey, welcome. Here's all the normal questions that they ask. Here's what karma is, here's where you can like get into forums and start talking to people. Here's how groups work and all of that. So I kind of do that kind of thing and pop in and out of a bunch of the forums. And then I am the admin for the Rooster Teeth Michigan group. So I put together meetups and game nights. Like we're doing a game night later tonight. And then we've got a meetup on next month on Community Day. We're going to go bowling and stuff. So I organize kind of that group. And then, I just kind of... I float around a bunch of parts of the website, so I'm involved with a lot of different people, a lot of different projects, and a lot of different groups. So I'm kind of recognizable just because I like to stick myself in the middle of everyone else's conversations so I can pretend I have friends.
Hey, that's a good thing. I
That's
mean,
what she
pretending to have friends.
And you also have a YouTube channel, right? With Let's Plays and stuff.
I do. I recently started that. Apparently, people thought I was entertaining talking to them, so like, why don't you just try talking to yourself and see what happens? So I started trying to do like full play kind of videos. I recently, I'm working through Fez right now. I'm taking games that like I've heard other people talk about. So like Fez I picked up because Bernie had talked about it on the podcast of the whole Phil Fish blow up thing. So I've been doing full plays of that. And I'm going to start trying to do Let's Plays with other people if I can figure out how to... I tried doing one at one point, but we had issues sharing the files. So that video is just never coming out because I can't get everybody's feeds, but... doing that kind of stuff. Some people have asked me how to get started on sewing, like when they've seen my cosplay and backpack making kind of posts, so I'm kind of doing sewing tutorials on there too. It's kind of a hodgepodge of things, but so far definitely mostly gameplay videos of me talking to myself for about 40 minutes and just proving to the world that I am in fact insane. So it's always fun to have proof of that.
Oh, I think we briefly discussed that on a previous podcast when I was accusing all of y'all of being insane, and TJ countered with, what if we're the normal ones and you're insane? So, what if, in fact, you are not insane?
That would be really exciting. But I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that's probably not the case. I think, it's a thing where it's like, if, 1 out of every 4 people is crazy, so find 3 friends. If they're okay, it's you.
Very true.
So...
Whoops.
Well, if Jim... Wait, which one of us are insane right now?
Well, comparatively, I think I win the crazy category right now. So you 3 are just fine by default. So yeah, it's just strategically picking the 3 friends.
You think you're
That's the
insane
sweetest
just
thing I've
because...
ever heard.
just because you talk to yourself for 40 minutes? You think that makes you insane? Some of us do some insane things, like dreaming about murdering people.
That is
You
true.
know,
I don't usually
I
dream
think
about
that
murdering
deserves
people. Although I do end up with
I
really
think
weird
that
dreams.
deserves a fair shot.
So, I do have some really, really odd dreams. I think one of the most recent ones, I was dreaming. I've recently been playing through Mass Effect because I never played it before. So I'm starting to go through that, and so I've got that kind of on the brain. And so the other night, I don't remember much of it, but I was essentially I was Shepard. I was in Mass Effect, but all of the other characters had all been replaced by Disney characters. So like Saren was
God.
Captain Hook.
I love where this is going.
Really, really odd. So yeah, so I have some interesting dreams like that. Wheel of Fortune, I dream about Wheel of Fortune, but it was the Ninja Turtles we're all playing. So it was the three of them were playing, and then Michelangelo was the wheel, and they would just grab his foot and spin him. So there's that.
Good lord.
I have a very creative
I don't know if I've-
imagination.
I've had some very weird dreams at different points in the past. Like, over the summer, I had some crazy dreams. Like, it was ridiculous. And there was one in particular that really stuck out to me, and I even made a journal about it. So, I think Luis might remember it. I don't know if you saw it, Jim.
The Star Wars dream?
No.
Or
It was the, okay, so it started off in, like, Game of Thrones. I don't even know how to describe it anymore. Basically, the end of the story was from Game of Thrones to walking around Halloween night with swords, real swords, and breaking into stores. And then I'm walking down the street, and then it's a zombie apocalypse, and suddenly I have a shotgun. And instead of zombies, they're giant bugs with Ray's RTAA face.
Jeez, I never recall
Wow.
that.
That's pretty intense.
Are you sure
can
you
find
put
a
this in a journal?
I know I put it in a
Maybe
journal
you
because
dreamed
Probably
of
his
a journal.
personal
as
journal.
soon as I woke up, I'm like, what the fuck did I just dream?
That's
Why did this
exactly what I
happen?
was thinking. Maybe you just dreamed that you put it in a journal.
I did have like I've had dreams that are gaming related, and I've had a really weird dream that also involved the RT community. So I'm just gonna tell those two quickly. The dream I had that was gaming related was when I started playing Fallout New Vegas, and I was just really involved in the game, like going apeshit on that and playing hours and hours. And so I once dreamed that I was running down the Mojave Wasteland, and I had this band of NCR troopers, like, I don't know, 4 troopers running behind me. And they were trying to catch me. And it was like that really cheesy comedy stuff that you see, I don't know, in 1910s movies or something. And I'm just running around the screen, and they're like running behind me, trying to arrest me. And then I just go back the way I was, and they just follow me. And I felt scared for some reason. I woke up like, man, what? And the other one, I dreamed that a few of my friends from the community and I were working at some sort of private investigation thing, and we had a setup that combined the things like Bioshock and like the architecture stuff, Bioshock and Minority Report and all that. You know, we had the screens with the gloves and all that crazy stuff, and we arrested like puppets.
You
I don't
arrested
know what's up with
puppets.
that. Yeah, like Muppets kind of puppets, you know.
I see.
That was a thing.
Right on.
So,
Alrighty.
you know what?
So it was.
I think this is a good segue for the question for the audience. If you guys all agree. So, what was your weirdest dream?
Oh my god.
You don't really need to
That's the
go
question.
too further into details. Just, give
No,
us
no,
characters
no. We
and
want all the details.
places.
Don't listen to Luis.
TJ
We
wants
want
all the details.
I want all
Okay,
the
so-
details. Message me in a private message. Especially if I'm in the dream.
And
Because you
especially
love
if
my
you
voice.
have dick prints for TJ, send him those.
Dick
Yes.
prints. Mail
I want
them
all the
in
dick
Valentine's
prints.
card form.
Well
Oh.
then, go on.
I was gonna say, oh, that's gonna be a good one. I can't wait to see how that's gonna turn out.
Yeah. Oh man, we're gonna get scarred for life now.
I don't want to see any of this. Louise and TJ, all them.
Well then, I think we can wrap up here, right?
Unless we had anything else, Zelda, was there anything you had on your mind that we didn't get to?
Nope, I'm pretty good. We talked about murdering people and weird dreams, and the fact that I pretend to have friends because I just talk to people whether they want me to or not. So I think I'm pretty covered.
Right on. I did have a question for you. What is it that you do from home? What type of work do you do?
Oh, I don't work from home. I am actually a pharmaceutical chemist, and I just work by myself in a lab all day.
Oh, I see. Okay, right on. I was about to say because I was about to say I all the feels because I work from home doing tech support, and I know what it's like to just sit there and have nobody to talk to.
Yeah,
So,
pretty
okay.
much. My whole building, we're really short staffed, so my whole building, there's 4 chemists, so we each kind of have our own lab, so we don't overlap very often. So I'm just kind of in my own little world for 8 to 10 hours at a time. So it makes it a lot of fun when I've got something like the Texas rap battle, and it's like I'm by myself. I can just practice rapping without anybody like trying to be funny. Although
Solid.
I did have a really awkward encounter yesterday. I finally started listening to Starbomb after hearing Ray talk about it over and over again. I was like, I have to look this up. And so now it's on my iPod, and I listen to it pretty much on loop while I'm at work. And I figured out the other day that I actually know the entire Rio versus Ken rap battle. And I figured it out because I was like, I didn't have my iPod with me, so I was just kind of like going through it while I was setting up one of my tests. Did not notice my coworker had come in behind me. So now my coworker knows I know the whole thing, and I'm really afraid I'm gonna have a really awkward phone call with HR at some point.
Ooh.
After having done that, he's like, "What was that?" I'm like, I could try to explain it to you, but I don't know if that's gonna make it any better. So,
Ouch. All right.
yeah, so that was pretty great.
Oh, well, I want to listen to Starbomb too. I haven't listened to it at all yet. I know Ray mentioned it on one of the podcasts or Let's Plays or something, but I definitely want to get into it as well. Is it kind of like, I mean, is it like rap battle kind of stuff?
It's not rap battle kind of stuff. It's really hard to try to describe it. It's one of those things that like I wouldn't have gone to look at it, but it's like he mentioned it, and all of a sudden everyone was going, "Oh my God, Starbomb's fantastic, and Starbomb should be an RTX." I'm like, "What the hell is this?" So I had to go look it up,
Okay.
and I'm obviously a Legend of Zelda fan. Go figure, screen name. So the first song I found of theirs, they have a Legend of Zelda one called "It's Dangerous to Go Alone," and that just made me crack up. It's all very very parody, very comedy oriented. It's all like it's really good like music. Like the actual music behind it is a lot of fun. Very easy to dance to kind of thing. And it's just they just have lyrics set up that make fun of various video game characters and franchises. So it's definitely entertaining. Though it's definitely not safe for work, so don't like be hanging out at your desk when there's other people around and be like, I wonder what this song is. Don't do that. That's bad.
Right on.
Yeah.
Can't
I've
describe
listened
what
to-
it's like, but so it's something you got to experience firsthand.
Yeah, you gotta you just gotta buckle down and listen to it. I definitely I like It's Dangerous to Go Alone. The Metroid one, I think it's called Regretroid. That one's one of my other favorites, and the Rio versus Ken rap battle. Those are probably my top 3, and then Mega Man is probably the 4th one.
And really, heed the warning. It's not safe for work. You don't
Yeah.
want to get caught and having to explain to your boss what, yo, bitch, I gotta wanna, bitch.
Yeah.
What that means. That really.
Are you
Just
talking
don't.
about sex in here? All right. Well, thank you, Zelda, for being on the podcast with us. And with that being said, guys, we enjoy and appreciate everybody for listening to us talk about nonsense for an hour. So have a good one, y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.